Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is my STEM activity that is directly linked to a STEM career, and the STEM career that I've kind of chosen was engineering. So, my activity, kind of materials that you're going to need would be tape, 10 straws. I chose to use only 10 straws. You can use more or less if you choose. And scissors optional if you want to kind of cut the straws and finagle them however you want. I did not do that. So, the task at hand. So more and more areas are kind of being used for housing and businesses. However, with the growing population, growing businesses, growing housing, what's eventually going to happen is we're going to run out of room. So we need buildings to be higher instead of wider. So the task that was presented was to build a building that's the tallest but can still stand on its own. It won't need any other outside support. So to think like an engineer, how do we build these tall skyscraper buildings? So my design, I kind of started with my base. Right, so if you guys take a peek over here, right here is my base. I didn't want to use more straws because I only had limited resources, so I had to kind of take that into consideration. So I only used 2 straws. I didn't even want to use 3, so I just used 2 here at the bottom for my base, and then I built up using 3. So now I've used half my straws, and I'm only about 1 straw length off the floor. So after that, I kind of designed a second part of it, a second layer just like this, and then put my remaining 2 straws directly on top. So we started with a relatively wide bottom and got thinner as we worked our way up. And then here's just kind of a relation picture of it to an average door. Right here's the top of it, so it was only a couple inches shy of the doorknob. So it was relatively tall. So my engineering design process. So identify the problem. The problem is we're going to run out of room, so we need to build the tallest building using only 10 straws. The most important aspect of the building, explore, doing the research. What is important? How do they make those buildings so tall? Well, it starts with the base. The base is going to be the most important aspect that has to be able to support everything above it and also withstand things like hurricanes, earthquakes, tornadoes, those sort of things. Design. I started with a solid base and kind of worked up from there. Here's my creation, tried it out. And then kind of a way to make it better, something that I kind of thought of afterwards would be to add the challenge into it. Put it in front of a fan, see if it can withstand tornado winds, or put it on a platform that shakes, see if it can withstand an earthquake. Kind of adding those separate challenges that kind of make it a little bit harder, make them have to think more like an engineer and have to do more research into how they provide that support and stability. And yes, I realize we're only using straws, which probably won't withstand wind as much as maybe steel would. However, we can kind of account for that and kind of see which ones are, better in respect to withstanding the elements. Last but not least, my connections among STEM practices. Science, we kind of asked the question, incorporating those environmental factors into it. So we had to take the science aspect into consideration when designing our structures. Engineering, obviously it's an engineering project, so we defined a problem, having to make it taller. We used models, our straws and tape, and then we designed some solutions. Obviously this was only my solution. I'm not around kids to recruit them. However, in a classroom we can kind of see whose was the best design and kind of explain it from there. Technology, I had to kind of look up the most important aspects of these buildings and kind of go on from there. Students would also be using new technology to kind of see what is helpful for those platforms. And finally, math, we would be measuring the height of them and comparing and seeing differences between, so that's where that aspect comes in. Okay, this was my presentation on my STEM career activity. I hope you guys enjoyed and I look forward to listening to yours. Thank you for watching.